Women are less attracted to men with a belly. Men with a large amount of abdominal fat have lower levels of testosterone, which means lower sex drive and lower fertility. Data shows that working along with a friend increases your productivity by over 70%. People who swear a lot tend to be more loyal, upfront, and honest with friends. Two people having similar genetics plays 34% of the role on friendship and mate selection. Additionally, if partners have similar genes, they are more likely to have a happy marriage. Usually, thinking of a successful outcome will reduce our motivation rather than increase it. When people work under the illusion that they're being watched, they perform and behave better. Scientists note that ladies are bound to restrict sex to connections including fondness and the chance of marriage. Ladies likewise put more accentuation than men do on their conceivable accomplices' financial status. The brain loves intimacy, be it emotional or physical. Intimacy makes the brain feel reassured, important, valued, and loved. Studies say that travel improves brain well-being and even lowers a person's chance of heart disease and depression. Psychology says that when you are surrounded by real friends, you are generally less stressed by everyday life. The blends of lavender and pumpkin scents make women more attractive to men. Women are attracted to the smell of cucumbers or black licorice. If you can't interrupt the stream of thoughts at night, write it down. This is going to put your mind at ease so that you can relax. People seem to be happy when they're kept busy, as this keeps them from worrying about bad problems in life. Both men and women rated symmetrical members of the opposite sex as more attractive and in better health than their less symmetrical counterparts. Asking for advice is a powerful way to influence others and warm them up to you. Staying optimistic about the future can powerfully shield people from physical and mental illness. Lying needs extra mental effort than telling the truth. A person who is dishonest uses more strengths because he or she has to keep in mind both the truth and the lie in order to hide the fact. When a bunch of individuals laugh, people will unconsciously look at the person they feel closest to in that group. Balanced men smell better to ladies, particularly on the off chance that a lady is menstruating. Specialists note, notwithstanding, that identification of these fragrances is by all accounts a subliminal response. Attractive people are not always sincere. People tend to favor those who are charming, but looks can be deceiving. Women generally prefer men with deep husky voices because they seem more confident and less aggressive. The study showed that there was little or no difference between introverted and extroverted personalities when it came to being liked by a date. Speaking in a deeper voice helps to establish dominance over the person you charming are talking to. Depression is often referred to as the product of thought. Imagination causes issues that didn't exist. 75% women actually want nice guys as friends or long-term boyfriends, but preferred bad boys, who were more physically attractive and willing to manipulate women into sexual activities as sexual partners. Stop dating people who are not interested in your personal development. Life is not all about sex and weekend vibes. Sometimes, the only way to attract women's attention is to stop giving her your own. Once you stop, they'll navigate back at you. Soft materials such as fur, rayon, and silk accentuate a woman's softer, feminine nature and can trigger an intense, protective response in men. Quiet people are actually talkative around people they are comfortable with. Some people are like fake flowers. They appear beautiful from a distance, but when you go near, you realize how useless they are. A male rat put into a cage with a previously unknown female rat usually begins their relationship with a frenzy of copulation. After a while, the male rat loses interest in sex and it's hard to persuade it to copulate with the female. Learn to return people's money with the same smile and humility you used to borrow it. Sometimes we need to be hurt in order to grow. We must lose in order to gain. Sometimes some lessons are learned best through pain. Men find women who wear red more attractive. Coincidentally, the buttocks of some animals turn red when they are ready to mate. People may look more attractive when a person is drunk because the drunken person is less likely to notice the asymmetry of a face. Learn to stop explaining everything. Let people think whatever they want. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Just because someone is strong enough to handle pain doesn't mean they deserve it. The act of kissing releases masses of oxycontin, a love potion that helps couples bond. Through bonding, each lover's face becomes personally attractive to the other. You will never get anywhere you're meant to go by traveling yesterday's road. Most of the problems in life are because of two reasons: we act without thinking or we keep thinking without acting. Estrogen slows bone growth in a woman's lower face, chin, and brow, making her relatively smaller and shorter and her eyes more prominent. Women possessing these traits are typically viewed as more attractive. Women are more likely to have one-night stands with men who throw money around. Real love is knowing their flaws and weaknesses, but accepting who they are. Men are more attracted to women whose bone structure is similar to their own mother's. Researchers call this sexual imprinting, which means faces we find attractive as adults were determined in childhood. People don't always need advice. Everything happens for a reason. The hard part is finding the reason.